Happy to be back. What's up, David?
Thanks for the intro. You didn't intro me, but David Nam here, aka Big Puns, Dad Jokes for Days. Just chilling here in the Creator Studio.LA. Had a slew of guests, but honestly, deadass, this is one of my favorite ones so far right here. Like we're about to get in it right now. So this next guest that we have is, I would say, the Renaissance of Renaissance, man. The only guy I know that goes in training rocking the flossy side, the bronze or Jordans in training. And again, like I said, the hardest drip game in the UFC game and in the game, period. We have my man here, Phil.
What's the word, man?
On,
I appreciate you. Appreciate the love, man.
Yeah, but no, I mean, we're doing good. I mean, obviously OnlyF.A.M.S, where we talk about fashion, art, music, and scenes. So we got the perfect guest today. So yeah, we just wanted to, check in, see how things are going.
Yeah, man.
Hang on one second. I just walked. I'm in my gym. Where I was, I didn't really like the Wi-Fi signal. All right, yeah. Run that question back, even though I heard it, but let's run it back one more time.
In an industry where authenticity is paramount, how do you maintain your genuine self when you see others copying your content, but also aspects of your personal identity? Like, how do you deal with that? Because I see it all the time.
It's tricky, man. I find comfort in knowing I'm the source, right? So if you want to steal gems from me along the way, cool, right? I find comfort in knowing I'm the source. It does bother me. It does get annoying simply because I know with what I bring and who I am, I know people naturally tend to gravitate to me. And this has been like this my whole life. Whether people want to call me cocky or what, I'm over that phase. I'm over the phase of I'm confident in myself, right? My entire life, people have naturally been drawn to me since I was a kid, right? And at times where I'd even like that I had these people drawn to me, people always naturally tend to gravitate to me. From I was a kid, whether I'm in PE, everybody want to be on my team for dodgeball, whether it be me growing up in junior high, my friends always tend to dress like me, tend to say the things that I'm saying. So you have to identify whether you're a leader or follower. And it's okay to be a follower, right? You just have to understand who you're following and you just have to make sure you follow good things. So like I grew up in New York. I grew up not in the best environment, but I had great parents. And my parents, they recognize that at a young age, how people tend to follow me, right? And my family calls me Poppy. My dad would always say, Poppy, you have to be a leader, right? You have to be a leader. Dare to be a Daniel, dare to be different, right? And he goes, the thing with you is, what you have to understand is you have a duty to be an admirable person because people follow you. And he goes, God's going to hold you more accountable simply for the fact that you know better and people tend to gravitate to you. So not only should you do better, you have a duty to do better to yourself, your family, to Christ, because you have so many people around you that tend to follow you, right? And people, sometimes they confuse being a follower with something negative. It's not. You just have to ensure that you're following the right things and the right people, right? I don't want to say any names specifically, but I have friends that are natural leaders and I have friends that are followers, right? Sometimes those friends that are followers, they don't follow the right path. And then the other friends that do, they end up really, really well off, whether that be financially, spiritually, so on and so forth. But to tap back into mixed martial arts, like I said, my whole life, people tend to gravitate to me, whether I like it or not. I had my own lunch table in high school. I had my own lunch table in junior high. So I know that's going to come. So I knew that was going to come in the fight game, especially in a sport where I feel respectfully that a lot of these guys are damaged. A lot of these guys been through a lot, right? A lot of these guys weren't the popular guys growing up. They may have got bullied. They're not the quote unquote jocks, right? And those are the confident guys, the guys getting the girls. So a lot of these guys, they don't really know what to do. They're very socially awkward. Fight week, I'll see these guys. They won't speak to you. They don't have a lot of common courtesy. They walk around mean mugging you. And it's not really from a bad place. It's just because they're socially awkward people. So I got over that hump a long time ago. But as soon as I got into the game, man, I would notice people taking note. And now that I got a little buzz and people know who I am through training and fights here and there, I see day in and day out so many people not only biting my style, but capitalizing financially off my style. And that's where it bothers me. To answer your question, that's where it bothers me, is where these guys are monetizing off who I am, right? One of the current champs, right? I seen this guy, he don't have many followers, or he don't follow many people. And I would always see like him in my story at times. Like I would see him peeping. And I'm not upset, because if you don't follow anyone on Instagram, essentially when you get on Instagram, there's nothing there to look at, right? If you follow, if you're the cool guy, you got the cool account, right? When you get on your Instagram, if you follow no one, there's nothing to see. There's no twerking videos, there's no rapping videos, there's no parody video. There's nothing. There's nothing to look at.
Yeah.
How did you know I follow those twerk videos? How did you know I follow them twerk accounts?
We all do. You know, I've been called double clicking myself, but I always say the UFC is my NBA, right? I feel like God blesses everybody with a gift. My gift was basketball. I let it pass me by not applying myself and not working hard. I could always keep them. That's just what I could do. But to get to the next level, you clearly have to be working on and off the court. So when I got this opportunity, I said, Phil, you gotta, everything you got, leave nothing to chance. And I worked extremely hard, and I sucked at this. But I say it all the time, the UFC is my NBA. So what I like to do is do a lot of things that pay homage to basketball, right? Pre-Phil, if there is somebody, just show me who he is, you know? I never saw anyone, not one fighter, that had a jersey, a basketball jersey, transition into a fight jersey, fight apparel, right? I trained at Flagler Bushido a long time ago. So I had a jersey. It's a Flagler Bushido. There's a basketball jersey, and it's a Philly Fresh on the back. You're talking 2013, man. And then ever since then, I've been making nothing but dope merch, basketball jerseys with Philly Fresh on the back, bucket hats, Philly Fresh with my logo. I mean, dated 2015. Just check, you know. Then I've seen numerous times guys will win fights. They'll be in there doing this. They start rocking jerseys, custom jerseys with their name on it, killing the merch game, 15, 20 bands a month, bucket hats with their name on it. Fast forward, I get to the UFC. My UFC debut, I do a goofy picture. I'm sitting on my belly. I do this number. Once again, I'm not saying I'm the first, right? I'm not making those claims. All I'm saying is just show me the guy that did it before me, or show me, you know what I mean? Show me a fighter that in his fight photos wasn't here.
Yeah.
Just show me. If there's one, I missed it. But ever since, I get on my comments saying, man, I wish I thought of this. All love. I'm not mad. I know how it is with me. I know how people tend to peep what I do, tend to steal little things from me here and there. But at a certain point, I'm like, man, just tag your boy. You know what I mean? Show some love. Next, you know, fighters, countless fighters, countless fighters. Funny fight photos. That's the thing now. Wait till fight week. Wait till you get that official shoot and watch these guys. Watch everyone now. They're doing goofy stuff. The Mighty Morphin, nothing. Just give me a tag, say hey, at Phil. Another thing. Once again, I'm not saying I'm the first, and I'm not on here making any claims I'm the first. I'm just saying it wasn't prevalent until I was doing it. Show me a guy that was rocking jewelry at weigh-ins, right? Show me one. I see them all now. Big chains, iced out this. I watched these fuckers, man. It drives me insane. Now everybody got a chain on, you know, getting the jewel sponsorships. Once again, I'm not mad. I'm not mad because all I want though is just somebody to be like, yo, shout out to Philly. Here's another one. And this one is me. Period. And I've been rocking overalls, right? They call them overalls. I call them jumpers. That's how long I've been rocking them. Tommy Hilfiger jumper in the 90s. It's a jumper.
Yeah.
Oh,
I remember when I
yeah.
first,
I still got one of those in my
bro,
storage.
if you got one that's from the 90s, send that to me. But
oh yeah, man. Right here, bro. Right here, that Tommy Hilfiger. I got that one. You know
It's crazy. It still
says
fits.
Tommy.
It still fits.
No,
Same
man,
size?
I'm like medium extra husky now, man. I'm saying, I swear, I put that in, I look at it and I admire it. And I'm like, I used to be like that. You mean, it would probably fit Phil. He's way more, he's like fit as hell.
so for me, if I didn't even notice, in the 90s, Mike Tyson, he had a leather jumper overall set, shorts. The overall set was, he had nothing on underneath, just brolic Mike Tyson. It was a red leather overall jumper. And it was shorts. And I always told myself, like, man, I want that is so cool. I was into fashion from like a young age. And he inspired me to do it. But I remember one event, I had a corduroy jumper set on with a corduroy bucket hat. And shout out to Joseph Benavidez. He was running this UFC page. It was like Dapper Fighters or whatever. And he never tapped in with me. Now I finally reached out to him. I said, bro, do you see the people you have on here? I said, are you serious? Like, I said, yeah, I said, I'm not knocking nobody, but two guys, I seen one guy with a pair of K-Swiss on. The other guy had on the Reebok shoes that the UFC gave him. And you put him on the page? What are you talking about? He's like, nah, Phil, I've been trying to tap in with you for a long time. If I'm lying, I'm dying. The very next event, jumper from a top 3 welterweight. Jumper at the press conference. I clicked on it, and he's sponsored now by this clothing company, and they're making hella jumpers. I seen another fighter outside the UFC, jumper. I wore the I hate sneakers shirt for my boy's company. I hate sneakers. It's Michael Jordan with gold teeth. Shout out Sadi Sadabu, who won PFL. He showed me love. He tagged me, my boy Phil put me on this. I've seen so many people with it. But for me, man, I find one more. And if I'm talking too much, you guys just let me know, man. But you guys,
No, I was gonna.
No,
well,
bro,
it's crazy because you went right into what my question was going to be around the inspiration, right? Because I hear you loud and clear. Like, there's people that are leaders, and you have others that are followers. But like, what inspires the leader? And I'm loving like the Mike Tyson example. Like, I love that you're going back in time and some future stuff. Like,
and look, of course,
I just got. I don't want to interrupt you, but I just got to say this. You are being modest about this, bro. You're being modest about it. So you said, show me the picture, show me some receipts. I will say it for you. UFC pick, before you, everyone was doing this, or
not one,
like
not
power poses.
You can't show me one. No, and they all do it now. They all do it. That's their thing. They wait for the shoot now, and they're doing it. And that's my thing. Every shoot I'm in, I'm not a weenie, bro. I'm not gonna be hands tied. I'm not that guy.
L7
not happening. So like this one,
man.
This.
And honestly, I gotta say, I remember seeing your neck. I remember seeing your chain too when you're on weigh-in. I was like, yo, that's a fresh chain. I remember at weigh-in, and then I started seeing other people rocking it. Because the first time I saw it was you when you were rocking that chain.
The chain is one thing. The chain.
And I was like, and my thing went through my mind was like, this guy must be losing weight because he's rocking that heavy ass chain during weigh-in.
And I mean,
so I'm like,
and when I say chain, look, I'm not talking about you having a little gold, 14 karat. I'm talking a pendant with some type of. That's what I mean. And I don't make the most money in the UFC by any means, right? So there's guys now that are spending bread on chains, but the cool thing about it for me, it's not a money thing. You can't buy aura. You can't buy presents. You can't buy swag. So as much money these guys may want to have, like, I'm not worried about it. But this one, I'm gonna name drop. Shout out to him. He's a good dude. But bro, if you see this, I love you, man, but you straight up copied me. So I had a fight shirt. NBA Jam was my favorite game as a kid, right? And I made a fight shirt. I made a fight shirt that turned my face into a character, right? An NBA Jam character. And above it, I put MMA Jam, right? And instead of the attributes being 3-point, dunk, rebound, it was boxing, jiu-jitsu, heart, right? And wrestling
I love
underneath. Nobody did that. Nobody. Demetrious Johnson, my buddy, sent me a message. He said, Phil, look at this shirt. I said, no way. Demetrious Johnson made a shirt. It says MMA Jam or MMA Jam, MMA something. It's him, and he put Cejudo on it with their attributes. And that shirt went crazy. He did well on it. But I'm just like, bro, ain't no way in hell. You're 4 foot nothing. There's no way that's your culture. That's what you thought of. Like, you seen my shirt. You ran with the idea. And I know people say, so what? But the thing is, man, I'm an up-and-coming fighter. I'm not making millions of dollars like these guys are. So anytime I can capitalize off my ideas and things that I'm doing, I want to. So when I see guys that are taking my ideas and capitalizing off of, it kills me. B team, shout out to the B team. Look, I love Nicky Rod. He gave me a huge match. Shout out to Craig Jones. These guys have been nothing but nice to me. Nicky Ryan, no beef. I like these guys, but this is just a fact. I made my Chicago Bulls replica rash guard and short set to compete against Gordon Ryan in, right?
I remember that.
I
remember that.
Not a single Earth did that. They just did it. It took me a year to find of so many designs to do a sleeveless rash guard that actually gripped your pec and your shoulder here. Because first what people would do is they would just do the short sleeve and draw a jersey on it because they didn't want to take the time to make a rash guard because it was hard. We went through, shout out Holdfast Fight Gear. We went through dozens of designs to finally find a rash guard that looks like a jersey, but it's actual rash guard and hugs the pec, hugs your traps, and actually fits as such. And everybody was showing me hella love. Holdfast did really well on the drop. People were buying it. I had people, I'm not name dropping, elite jiu-jitsu guys wearing literally the back of it says Philly Fresh. Competing, not tagging me. Elite guys, like top guys. I'm not going to say nobody's name. Then they would stop wearing the top because my name's on. They would still wear the shorts, but my shorts had my logo, unbeknownst to these weenies. And I would see in the comments, yo, I love this shirt, man. I just wish it didn't say Philly Fresh on the back. Yeah, because it's fucking my shit, you weirdos. So, like, they were wearing it so much so that their fans, their fans were like, hey, so-and-so, I love this rash guard. I want to get it to support you, but I wish it didn't say Philly Fresh on the back. Yeah, because it's my right? It didn't say Chicago Bulls. It said Holdfast. It had my literal logo on it. On the back, it said Philly Fresh. And then I go on the website. I'm not even going to put that guy on blast. But anyway, fast forward. The B team just goes to Japan to compete. And I saw them, a little teaser on their Instagram. They posted, it said the B team Bulls. It was a rash guard with Chicago Bulls inspired jersey. And I said, no way. I messaged Craig Jones. I said, Craig, bro, I said, y'all couldn't pick a different team, bro? Laugh out loud. He goes, no, Phil, look, we were just doing it to make fun of Gordon. No harm, no foul. We're not making training apparel. We're just going to have some jerseys. Cool. The very next video, these motherfuckers lined up like the Bulls, full training apparel. And the thing is, they're going ham in the comments. Ham. Everybody, yo, this is so awesome, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, never, yo, shout out to my boy Phil. Look, make all the money you want. You know what I mean? But golly, yo, I appreciate you, Phil. You know, nothing. Just took my shit.
Yeah,
and
some
that was
type
it.
of recognition,
and I'm like,
you know?
It is what it is, you know? But once again, this happens so much, more than often. But once again, I know I'm the source, right? I'm sorry if I'm venting because I don't talk about this shit much. I know I'm the source. No. I know it doesn't matter. My ideas aren't going to run out. You know what I mean? Like I'm just going to keep pumping out ideas. And the second I get to that platform, right? The second the UFC does this with the camera and puts it on Phil, it's over. Then at that point, it'll be self-sustained. People will know. They'll see me. They'll see the organicness in me, and then they'll see the ideas. They'll see, you know what I mean, how I move, how I talk, and then it's
Yeah.
over.
I love the comparison, you know, kind of like with the NBA. I was fortunate to work at Nike for a little bit and learned how much work goes into a lot of the NBA players' tunnel, you know, like the tunnel look.
Bro,
And,
you have no idea.
Is crazy. Like I was like, wait, what? So like, you know, again, this is kind of like bringing me back to those days. But one thing I thought was interesting, you know, not that you need to like sit there and document it, but I realized that you know, some of these players were using that to create their own content, right? So it's like all that look, yeah, you might have some photographers that like, you know, kind of take it, but they were, you know, they might have their own camera person, their own social media person walking with them to like kind of like document like, yo,
And Manny,
first. So when everyone else bites it, you know, yeah.
Manny, I didn't mean to cut you off, but you know why that's such a key point, what you just said, and why that's such a big deal? You're talking NBA players, right? That make millions and millions of dollars, right? But still, remember, they're so, you don't get to see players one-on-one. You don't get to see much of them. It's usually a court setting. That walkout, you don't understand how such a big deal that is for them, right? That turns into movie deals, rap deals. There's so much. You have a small window in the NBA to show your personality, and they capitalize. I know. Shout out to Jalen, Suggs. Shout out to Brandon Bass. Like I got a bunch of Jalen Suggs currently plays on the Magic. That's my boy. But I know a lot of guys in the league, and that's their small window, right, to capitalize on who they are. Me, if I was making millions, I wouldn't care. These guys, they're making millions and millions of dollars, and they still make sure there's a videographer there. They have a stylist. They have a photographer. That 2-minute walk is imperative to them, right? Look at so many people that capitalize from
walking
it.
down the
Lillard,
runway, right?
Russell Westbrook. The list goes on and on. Guys that transcend outside of basketball because of that.
So I'm about to get a little meta here, but when someone is wearing someone else's identity, and you can't take homage to the bank. Do you know what I'm saying? You can't, right? So if someone pays you like, oh yeah, I'm wearing this thing. Okay, cool. They're not giving you shouts, right? And so for me is like, you mean, so for my side is like, when you see that, you mean, I don't know how you stayed so grounded because I would be salty as personally, but you keep on sharing. You keep on sharing. We had a call a couple days ago. He was just like, he was rocking off Philly Fresh stuff, and some guy in the parking lot, like literally like 50 feet away, was like, yo, like that trip. He's like, I appreciate you. Like he had like microscopic vision.
But you know what's crazy is that he kind of, you know, Phil, you kind of touched on it before, right? He said, I got ideas for days, right? And I remember growing up, there's like one of my teachers introduced me this word ideaphoria, right? Where like there's just certain people that, you know what I mean, you're on to the next idea, you're on to the next inspiration, like, you know, idea factory, right? And so I get what you're saying. And I think, yeah, it's easy to get a little salty sometimes, right? But at the end of the day, by the time, you know, that's catching up, Phil's already on to the future. You know what I mean? The next look.
But that's my thing though. Yes, he's futurist and he's future forward. My thing is this, yes, but you take a look at the audience, right? So you take a look at sort of like, you know, he's light years ahead. He's 3 seasons ahead. Phil,
oh my God,
3 seasons ahead, right?
Oh my.
But the audience and, you know, the L7 weenie that's like is taking your swag, they're capitalizing on the present. Right? And so what ends up happening is you can't wait for the masses to catch up with the leader, right? So I've always said there's followers, there's guides, and there's leaders. The guides are the ones that are the most important ones, are the ones that connect the future to the past or to the present or whatever. And that's my thing, is that like not enough people are paying back.
I mean, I get what you're saying, and I like to speak in examples, but you know, recent example that I thought was interesting when Drake and Giannis had put out on Twitter, it was like when Certified Lover Boy was coming out, and it was like, you know, just the freak, you know, it was like kind of like their collabo. And so exactly that, right? So Nike couldn't turn that around in time, like they're a big, you know, conglomerate, right? But somebody did. It made a ton of money off of it. So I get what you're saying. It was like an idea for them. They moved on. Somebody made it and made probably a few $100,000 easy off of that t-shirt.
But this is my thing. And I all right, this is not a segment in the show. It's a conspiracy theory, straight up, my personal opinion, okay? That, no, because Phil, I've seen, like, honestly, I remember seeing photos of him. And I was like, this guy is wearing like $350 basketball shorts, training.
Yeah.
Like, that's just his normal day. Do you know what I mean? And like that to me is like when you have swagger like that, it's just because it just, one, it's athletic gear, so it works, but two, it's just a part of his identity.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. So my thing is, okay, cool, you have that side,
bro.
but I think, have you ever thought about this? And maybe this is something that, like, to shout out to everyone who aspires to be where you are now, Phil. But like, do you think that, like, I don't understand why someone hasn't come to you yet and been like, all right, Phil, let's do this.
Yeah.
Like, you're no longer a fighter anymore. You're a fashion designer.
Yeah, that was actually going to be that was going to be my question.
But my thing is maybe it's because they're like, yo, if we do that, then we lose our capital, we lose our muse, we lose our sound, or our storyboard. Do you mean? So like, what do you think?
Shout out to Young LA. Look, like, people, I'm a businessman as well. I used to own a store called Butt Box Orlando inside the busiest mall in Florida, and I realized, like, a lot of the time businesses they get too attached to the name, right? And instead of attaching themselves to people that will actually help grow their brand, they will throw the more popular guy, the guy with the clout, free gear, right? And yes, to a certain extent, that will work at the highest level, but 95% of the time, it does not work. So, for example, Dave Chappelle comes in, a coworker or a business partner of mine, throws him up $5,000 worth of free. Why? Because he's Dave. Now it just kind of devalues your product, right?
Yeah.
He's not gonna. Not only does he have the most money, but he can afford what we're selling, right? And if he's your friend, he's gonna support it. But you throw him $5,000 worth of free. Now he's not gonna give a what you just gave him. Oh, thank you, man. This is so cool. And then that's it. And I see that so often in the fight game, especially with big brands. Like, they'll just throw shit at people because of who they are, instead of the person that actually speaks to who they are. So, like, shout out to Young LA. I just tapped in with Young LA. So it's like me, John Jones, Suga Sean, and Bilal, from what I've seen, right? And Giordani, he's one of, like, the designers, one of the faces of the company. He saw me at UFC Boston, and we were downstairs, and he comes up to me and he was like, yo, man, how you doing, man? Showing me hella love. I was showing him love. It was mutual. And I complimented what he had on. He's like, yo, man, I like what you got on, man. What is that? And I was like, this is mine. He's like, what do you mean? I was like, this is Phil Rowe. You know what I mean? Like, you don't see my logo. This is it was a jean outfit. And he was like, whoa. He was kind of thrown that I was literally rocking my own gear. It had PR on. I had my logo on it.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, he's like, damn. Now I seen him again, and he complimented what I had on. And he was like, yo, what is that? I was like, this is mine. This is Philly Fresh, bro. You know what I mean? Like, 360 GSM French, nice. Chanel embroidery. You know what I mean? This is my, and he was like, man, that's with my logo on it, So he tapped in with me. Shout out to him. And now I'm kind of, they're sending me product. I'm rocking it day to day, so hopefully that materializes in something else. But at this point, man, I want to capitalize off what I do, off my ideas. Like, and I hate being that guy. Yes. So I'm like, I'll see these guys, right? And now I see these UFC fighters, they try to dress, they try to, and I'm not mad at them. But I had to catch myself the other day. I'm like, nah, Phil, he's trying. I'm like, nah, that. I don't care if he's trying. He's still copying what I'm doing, and he's doing it wrong. Look, there's some no-goes in my neighborhood. You know what I mean? Like, we don't wear mids, no Uptown Mids. You know what I mean? They're either highs or either lows. I can't tell you why.
We literally just talked about this shit. Phil, we just talked about this. There's a ban. There is a ban on that shit. Sorry, we don't. There's none of that. We don't wear that shit in our house.
Are you going through
no
midlife crisis? What are you doing? There's no mids. What are you?
I know, I mean? Seriously, man. It's like that's one sneaker away from geriatric sneakers.
That is,
Manny. I can't explain to them why it's whack, right? But so when I'm around these people and I bring stuff up like that, they're like, "Oh no, Phil, you hate." I'm like, let me let them live. For instance, I see another one. I see these guys. They'll be wearing Jordans, right? They will. It looks like they're about to go rock climbing. They tie their shoes like this. right? And they'll
I hate that
and they'll
I hate it. I hate
and then
it.
they'll
I
tie
hate
him
it.
behind the tongue tight. Then they'll stick their jeans in
Yeah.
the, I'm like, you guys are dorks, bro. You know, like, and I can't tell them
Okay.
why they're dorks.
The
I
only
just
time
gotta
I've ever
know.
done that, though, but the only time I've ever done that
You were
was I've
6
had to
years
hop a
old.
fence.
Oh, okay, my
When I've had to hop a fence real quick, I'll just yank yank the things and then pull them back out later on. But you don't do that. Just like, yeah, I mean, like that's the thing. From my side,
how many fences are you hopping right now?
I used to hop a lot of fences. I used to hop a lot of fences as a kid.
I appreciate you guys giving me the platform. I kind of just want people now to know, like, yo, man, this coming from Phil. You know what I mean? I don't care if you think it or not.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't got the follower. I don't give a man. These guys are watching me close. Look, I could be in a room full of, I don't care who's there. I don't care how much money they make. I'm confident any room I'm in. I know I dress well. I know I carry myself well. Like I see these guys at these shows, man, and they don't got it. They don't, you know, like I was at
they don't got
in
it.
Vegas and there was I didn't want to say who, but put it this way, it gets no higher than who this person is in the fight game. So there's at the end of every division, there's a guy, right? And this is one of those guys. And he like, people just keep coming up to me, complimenting me. Yo, man, I hope you don't think you dress better than me. I'm like, are you dumb? I don't put stuff on to try to outdress people. This is just what I do, man. Everywhere, you can ask my wife, everywhere we go, yo, man, I be out with my buddy, Phil, man. Every time we go somewhere, people compliment what you got on. My man will have $6,000 worth of shit on. It don't matter, bro. I'll get dressed at TJ Maxx. It's not about, you know what I mean? But
yes. Okay. So that's facts right there. That is a very important thing you just touched on, Phil. And that's my thing is people think that the cost of something determines its overall, swag and how you are.
Listen.
Jane,
but I'm saying style and just having money are two different things.
But yeah,
I'm saying that because how many athletes you see just because they can go afford, and it's all just like it's a Gucci shirt and then it's like Louis pants. Like it looks like the craziest setup. It's not cool. You know what I mean? But like exactly to his point, you can go to TJ Maxx, spend $85 and come out. If you got style, it's gonna be hot.
Man. And that's my thing too. Is like there was actually a scene in one of these like hip hop documentary. I think it was on Netflix. And the hip hop documentary, there was a guy talking about like baggy jeans, right? And he's like, this became a big thing. It wasn't because it decided to be a baggy jean kind of cool thing. It was our parents, and I think your parents and my parents too, and everyone's here. We just got jeans that you knew you could wear for 3 years. So you got baggy jeans because you're like, you know what? You're going to be able to wear these for the next 2.5, 3 years. And I remember folding my jeans down and being like, okay, so I've grown 1 inch, 2 inches to me because I could see the freaking line in the jeans when I was folding them up. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And that's the thing is like, but that ended up, you make it your own, and that, that culture has made its own, and it's widely known thing. And that's absolutely right. Dollars don't necessarily equate to style.
Yeah.
Right. And that's my thing. No. But however, it does equate to dollars when there's a person doing the design. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying, bro. Exactly. You're doing it and you haven't seen it yet. So my thing is like going back to, you're working with, other brands and stuff like that. But I just can't wait for that opportunity when a brand comes to you and is like, hey, let's do a Philly Fresh line. Not, hey, rock this hat with our logo on it. Like dead ass. But my thing is, you even took what we had and you made it your own as well, which I really admire as opposed to someone just standing there going, do you know what I mean? And I think that takes another level of creativity. Do you know what I mean? And like the way I've always kind of described your style was when it comes like from a rap game perspective, someone I've always looked up to in the rap game when it came down to style was Black Thought. Black Thought's style was untouchable. Do you know what I mean? And I see you as being that version when it comes down to the UFC game. Do you know what I mean? Or so, just in the fashion game as well.
Yeah, I would just
say. Do you know what I mean? Like, and sorry, go ahead.
Black Thought's a good one. But for me, I don't get much inspiration from people, but there are two people that inspired me a lot growing up. And the number one influence in my fashion sense has always been Fabulous. Like, not even close. I hold Fabulous. Fabulous has got a lot when it comes to fashion. And a close number two was Cameron. And I'm going to explain more about Cameron. Not because Cameron of what he wore, but Cameron influenced me in the sense of going against the grain, right? And
Yeah.
I always went against the grain simply because Cameron did, and I was inspired by him. And I used to think Cameron was a whack rapper, and then when I was like 13 years old, I started to like him. Now I like Cameron. But when you talk about influence to the hip hop culture and my culture and the fashion culture, because hip hop is fashion, people don't understand there'd be no Gucci, there'd be no Louis V without my culture. Period. That collect dust and die. People don't understand, like Cameron, he gets the most flowers, probably more than Fab, because I've never seen someone influence people, the masses, how Cameron did. Because remember, take it how you want to. Fashion, hip hop culture starts in New York. It just does. Like everything was first in New York, then will trickle down. And literally, single handedly, I watched Cameron start trends and just transcend through hip hop culture, like on the fly, like weekend by weekend. Like he wears his flight jacket this way. Everybody wears their flight jacket this way. He puts the bandana over the hat. Everybody's doing it. He's rocking the pink. Obviously, everybody does the pink. He does. And I never seen since him in hip hop culture, because hip hop culture is fashion culture and it's what taps into the masses. I've never seen someone move the needle how Cameron did for his 15-year run. Like it was crazy how so many people in the culture was moved by the he was doing.
But that fur, like that pink fur.
That's famous.
That was probably one of the first hip hop memes out there. Everyone was rocking, trying to do that. Everyone would have that, like and even Eddie Wong from that.
I'm piggybacking off of Cam, right? And going back to, we're talking about style, right? And everything that Phil just said, right? It's like literally, it was about the style. And what I liked about that era and that time, because I was, still a little young, is I couldn't afford, you know what I mean? That's maybe the quality of it, but I could wear it the same way. You know what I'm saying? So like if my jacket was from Kmart, you know what I mean? But his is from wherever, it was the style in which you wear it that you could replicate. So I think that's the thing too, where, that influence of, okay, it doesn't have to be the name brand, but it's all in the style. It's the bandana over the hat. You know what I mean? It's the, all the things that Dipset were doing, but it was Cam at the forefront. Like that's where the kids, it didn't matter how much money you had, you could still be fly and you could still rock it the same way. So I thought, I co-sign everything you said.
Absolutely. But that's the thing, is we're paying homage to Cameron. We're paying homage to Cameron. Where's that? I would love for that to happen too. But I want that to happen to you, man. Like when's that gonna happen for you?
Show me love, like a little bit. And I can't tell you, and bro, even people that aren't into fashion, I'm into fashion, but it's just what I do, man. It's just who I am. I don't try. I'm not flexing, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm tired of, I say this so much because I just got to change my circle, I guess, because I doubt Jay-Z I doubt he ever says, yo, humbly, yo, I'm not being cocky or nothing before he says something. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, the way I am makes you feel inferior. You know what I mean? Like, it bothers me. Like, I'll pull up somewhere immediately. Bro, right hand of God, if I'm lying, I'm dying. I just went to an event. I can't say names. I went to an event and I was with my friend and we were meeting another fighter before we went inside. And I said, I will pay you $100 right now. The first thing he's going to say to me when he sees me, he's going to comment on what I have on. 100%. Because people, they watch me. They fucking watch me. He says, Phil, you're lying. I said, I'll give you $100. He goes, no.
I got my eye on you, Phil. I got my eye on you, Phil.
He's shaking my hand. He's kind of like, because he tries. And I feel like when I'm around, it's like he feels a certain type. And it's all love with me always. I don't try to, you know what I mean? I see him.
You know what, man? I found your new business model, bro.
Where'd you get that?
Yeah, I got your new business model. All right. Just up your number of the bet and say, I bet you $10,000 that when you go into this place, someone's going to comment on this. That's how you make your money back, boy. And then I will just go into every single room and be like, and I will wear different get-ups and I'll come in free if no one's there, if it's an empty room. But if you know for sure that someone's doing that, that's There's a difference between a bet and a gamble. And that's a bet on your side.
Yeah.
I think you should definitely do that. And just be like, hey, I bet you $1 million right now that this very good looking bearded Asian guy is going to come up to me out of nowhere and say, damn, where'd you get that drip? And then you get that $1 million with your 25% cut from davidnam.com. Boom, done. I'm just saying. But that's another business model itself, man.
Like I said, man, for me, what would make me happy is if they could simply tip their hat. Yo, shout out to Philly, man. Like that guy, you know what I mean? The same way they do the Cam, the same way they do the Fab, you know what I mean? And there ain't an ounce of hate in my blood. There's not an ounce of hate in Fab's blood. Look at when it comes to hip hop culture and fashion, how people tap in with Fab. They tap in with Cameron. Now they're starting to tap in with Jim Jones. Jim Jones is all right, you know, but he's a part of that. But like, just tip your hat. You know what I mean? Nothing. I get and these guys just take my like I don't want to call this person. This is another one. This just happened the other day. I can't. But I mean to the
say it,
bro.
Say it.
This one,
just say it.
I can't because this will go viral. I can't. But bro, I literally called the.
You gotta say it now. You're like, oh, you can't say this. It's gonna blow up the internet. Yeah.
I can't, bro. Like it's just, but these guys watch me close, man. And look, you're talking to a guy with millions of followers.
I'm fucking with you.
Millions of followers. He's the guy, right? I'm calling a person, and he was with that person. And then this guy, who's the man, who don't act like when he see me, it's never like the love that I get behind closed doors. And he was showing me something like, "Yo, look at this! Like I got this from you." I was like, and here's what I show him. I'm like, yo, that's dope, man. Who did that? That's so cool. All right, man, I see you. Hey, this is the first time I tried this, brother. How does it? I said, yo, it looks great, man. I love it. I'm like, wow. I show my wife. I was like, wow, that's crazy. She goes, I know. But once again, it is what it is, man. For me, at this point, I got to just keep being myself, you know? Keep climbing, and eventually I'm going to fight 4 times next year. You can't see, I've been fighting once, I've been fighting twice. I've been dealing with a lot. My mother has cancer.
Sorry to hear, bro.
Sorry to hear, man.
People don't know what appreciate you, man. People don't know what I go through, man, but I keep trucking, you know, but I got a lot of going on. I don't give a about none of these fighters, not what they think. They're all dorks. They're all weenies. I'm dealing with real life, you know? So I got a lot on my plate, and I step up to it. I don't look for no woe is me. I don't look for no help. I don't look for, I'm not looking for no lifelines. I'm just grinding. You know, people are here now and they need me now, and I'm working. But next year I'm going to have a little time to push, and I'm going to try to get 4 fights. And for me, it's like the UFC can't see me 4 times in 1 year and without me doing that. There's no way. You can't get me in front of a camera. You can't give me this coverage 4 times in a row. And I'm not going where I need to go. So I'm just going to keep being organic, keep being myself like I've always been. And hopefully next year I break through, and I'm at a point where now they see who I am, and then, oh, okay. Oh, now it all makes sense. And I get my due credit, and I get to monetize off of who I am.
And you know what's crazy on that point, you know, I would always say this all the time where, you know, sometimes it's just time release. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what it sounds like, you know what I mean? Like the trajectory's there, and next thing you know it's just time release. And then when people go back, they go, oh, you've been doing this since day one.
Yeah, I look at it on the flip side. I think day one, but also I would say when you understand these things happening to you, it's like, how do you flip it and just make it to your benefit? So I have another idea for you, Phil. If you want it, you can, you know, we can do it together. Find someone who's like, yo, Phil, I love your drip, I love your style. Just dress them so f***ed up. Like, put them in like clown pants and like,
this is gonna be great.
You know what I mean? And just like a chicken wing stained tank top, and just like, and like, you know what I mean? And just like, I don't know, like those yellow plastic chains that you get from like those weird like stanchions from the arcade. Just dress them a fool, and then be like, yeah, and just to be like, yeah, this is fresh.
This is gonna.
It's so on point.
This is gonna work.
wear this thing, and they come out looking like a fool, and then and then be like, then they'll stop looking at your and you can just finally breathe. Do you know what I mean? And you just got filled.
Stupid, just got filled.
and like it's different for me, man. Like you're talking to a kid that came from nothing, that obtained so much, and I'm still humble. I still give back. I've given away almost 5,000 kicks in the past year. Sneaker drive on my own accord. I'm going to tap in with these kids on my own dollar, right? Like, so, and then everything I've obtained now, I'll never be Hollywood. I know where I came from. I know, bro, I live now better than the champ in my division. That's a fact. And I know it. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm a mid-tier fighter. You know what I mean? I'm driving a new M8 Grand Coupe competition, monster, 770 horsepower, 0-62.8, and it's just who I like. I'm from New York, man. I'm gonna get it. You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
So, like, let me show you how I'm living right now, man. And these guys will be like, damn. So, it don't bother me. Like, it really doesn't bother me. I just gotta get what's owed to me, right? Hang on one second. I see guys that pull in my crib. They're like, Phil, what? Let me show you here. Hang on.
While you're doing that, I have a little campaign I'm gonna run. Okay. Oh, here we go. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, we mean that's just intrinsically you. That's just, look at that. Like, even the concept is like,
that's one closet in my house. That's not.
Oh, I know. I saw
one closet in my house. It's just how it is, But look, man. Now I got David on my team, man. Hopefully he can help me keep this train rolling. Hopefully he can help me with my ideas. He
will for sure.
I think you're talking about Dan.
Before we let you go, we do have a segment that we call "F.A.M.S You F With," right? So because of the F.A.M.S right above my head, fashion, art, music, and scenes. So this is where we want our guests to put on people. I mean, we talked a lot about fashion, so we could probably skip the F part, but we'd love to know from an artist perspective, music perspective, even scenes, like what's the inspiration? What's giving you, what's filling your cup right now?
Have you ever heard any of my music?
I haven't. No,
Manny.
No, I haven't. Damn.
Okay, so look, Manny, here's what I'm gonna say to you. I'm gonna send you. Look, and I mean this. I'm gonna send you 2 songs. If you do not put the songs, I do not want you to put this out, and I want you to be 100% honest. It don't matter. And look, once again, I'm a Swiss Army knife, but I'm Jamaican. Bro, if you don't with my songs, I don't want you to put this out. So this is just between us. So it'll just be us.
No.
And I want you to be sincere.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send you 2 songs. If you don't put my songs, I don't want you to put it out. But anyway, he's the most incredible artist I've ever dealt with. I can go down the rabbit hole. People I put J. Cole, AZ, Nas, whatever, Benny the Butcher, cool. But obviously those guys already have their flowers. They're killing the game. So this guy's named Paul Brown, aka 5 the Fresh. So this song that I'm on now, he's with me on this song. And when I say he is a cheat code, this guy is incredible. Don't take my word for it. Just listen. And I've been rapping way longer than I've been fighting. I've been rapping since I was 12. I've been playing basketball since I was 9. So those are the 2 things I've been doing the longest in my life, is basketball and rap. So, and you're talking, bro, the bars whatever. But anyway, just listen, tap in, and let me know how you think about it. But 5 the Fresh, aka Paul Brown, 5 the Fresh. He's on every platform. Listen to all his songs. 5 the Fresh. He is absolutely incredible. This is how incredible he is. I would give away my entire UFC opportunity, my dream, if he just got to sit in an office with Dr. Dre, top A&R. That's how incredible he is. I'll give it all away because I know he's going to go. And where he's going to go, if he gets to the right person at 36 years old, is way higher than I could obtain in the fight game. And you're talking people would bend over backwards, fighting for free. I'll give it this all away. This 12-year journey, if he got put on, because I know if that happened, we're here. He's incredible.
Dope. No.
5 to fresh.
Well, we actually just met with a homie who is really close to Dre's camp. Well, he's in Dre's camp.
Yeah. Rich
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we'll just have to, let's take that offline for sure, man.
Yeah,
we're always here to
let's
help the
definitely
fans.
talk
That's
about
why
that.
show's called that for a reason, my friend.
You'll see. Ain't no promises. You got to hear his music first. He could be trash, bro. He could be ass and trash. But look, I'm gonna I gotta hop in on these mats here.
Nah, do your thing.
No.
I appreciate you
Yo,
guys.
thank
so
you.
much, man.
Thank you for
You
pulling
have no
up.
idea.
But listen,
Manny, I don't want to talk to you until you listen to that song.
Deal.
all right, and you're down. You co-sign that. You co-sign that social experiment, right? You down with that social experiment, though, bro?
Absolutely.
All right. So once again,
Absolutely. And I'll throw in a Panini card.
All right, I'm telling you right now, straight up. I'm just kidding. No, here are the steps.
So look, hit up, you guys. I got to get out of here. But look, I appreciate you guys so much. OnlyF.A.M.S, thank you for the platform. I can't wait to come back. Hopefully next time you guys let me know, I'll fly in. You give me a week and a half notice, I'll fly in and chop it up with you guys wherever you guys are at. Nothing but love, Manny. I'm
going to the studio right now. I'm going to the studio right now.
Don't even text me back. Don't even text me back until you.
I'm texting him right now. I'm just with you. All right, man. All right. Nothing but love, man. Nothing but love.
I'm not texting back.
All right, fine.
Catch me during mat time, choking to your face, turn bluer than this check, sitting next to my axe. I done spent so much time living this in my dreams. 20,000 different leagues, biggest fish in the sea. All praise due to God, what I built with my team. Leave a nigga on his knees, screaming 2 out of 3. Game like a smash brother, bang like a bash brother. Hit him from a long way, range like a splash brother. If you ain't on cap, nigga sign with a dot of that. Biggest in the league and you don't want no part of that. Real inside the octagon and certified outside of that. Real run in my blood and...
All right, fine.